I wanted to talk about Ashes of Creation because I've been seeing that a lot of people are being very negative about the game, and I've been realizing this not only about Ashes of Creation, but every single game. And you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, well that's because Ashes sucks and it's the most horrible game ever invented, and we're just angry at it, and we're gonna talk trash at it." Fine, whatever, but that's not what's happening. Every single game, even in other genres. I play Meal Sims, I play other games. There's always people complaining on forums everywhere. It's the internet. I don't know if it's the internet, it's the economy. I don't know what it is, but people are extremely bitter about everything. It has to stop because Ash of Creation is a great game, and I can see the. I mean, so you also have a lot of people who kind of just they play the game for 5 hours, 10 hours, and then they decide they are experts at the game. They come on YouTube, then make a video, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well this game sucks. There's nothing to do after level 7." So on and so forth. Like, no, you have this an MMO. Did you go to Steelbloom? Did you fight the dragon? Did you create a group? Did you join a guild? Did you run around the open dungeons? No, you didn't. You just couldn't get the idea of the game. You couldn't understand what you were getting into, and you just quit the game. That's not a review. That's just adding to the whole negativity posting sort of fad. And like everybody's just repeating the same talking points from streamers, from YouTubers who say, "Oh, the game sucks," and that's it. When you actually look into it, the game seems to have huge potential. Now I have not spent 10 hours, I have not spent 100 hours, but I have spent 40 hours in it. I'm around level 13, 14 at the moment of this mandatory break. And I felt it. I felt it all. I felt annoyed with the initial quests. I felt annoyed with the initial login issues. It's kind of steep. I don't know if I'm gonna be okay. But then I just kept on going, and I realized, well, I wanted to complain a lot about the initial quest and how the game doesn't hold your hand and everything is you kind of have to Google it and to figure it out. And I was starting to make like this clip, like, okay, I have to make a rucksack, right? In the initial quest, where they teach you about crafting. Okay, I have to make a rucksack, but it doesn't tell me how, so I'm annoyed and I'm going back and forward. And it's like, and then I'm thinking, if I use a little bit of common sense, if I was a crafter in the Middle Ages and I wanted to create a rucksack, where would I go? Oh, well, I would go to the tailoring station. So then I realized that when I use a little bit of common sense, things happen, and that's exactly what I had to do. So, so anyway, yeah. So I think Ash of Creation has a lot of potential. And as someone who has been playing MMOs for some time now, maybe not like 20 years like most of the people, but like solid 5, 7 years more or less, I can tell that Ashes of Creation definitely has potential. You're gonna say, "Oh well, potentially it's not a working game, it's not the alpha, and so on and so forth." Okay, fine, but the game's not that bad. As I said, most of it is part of that negativity posting because people get clicks when they are negative. This is why you got all this political nonsense going on. When people are just negative, they just get massive clicks. So they just talk about how the economy is crashing and how everything is broken and how nothing is good and how they just trash on people. It's just a lack of respect for developers. They do it without any constructive criticism or anything like that. They're just trashy, angry, and annoying, and this has to stop. Like this comes as basic education. Like people need to be educated. Why are people so rude? Why are people so annoying? It needs to stop because it's not only in video games, of course. I see it at work, I see it in everyday life. This is why I play video games to escape from all of this. And then you find the same people in video games. But anyway, Talking about the main things about, I'm just gonna do a little bit of counter arguments to the common issues that people are seeing as of creation, and just offer a little bit of my own feedback and my own ideas about it. Because I'm liking it, I'm loving it, I'm gonna sing for it, I'm gonna be very positive with this review because there are no positive reviews for Ashes of Creation, and there are really good things about Ashes of Creation. So here we go. So okay, the queues and the login error. I have a little list, so I'm gonna read it a little bit here and there. So queues and the login error, right? So yeah, the first 2 days I couldn't play the game. I had a login error for like half an hour. What I did, right? So every 5 minutes or so, I would just spam click the link to the site, to the Ashes of Creation website to do the login thingy. I created my account 1 day before the launch because I've been playing MMOs for 7 years. I know how they work, I know how things go. The servers are gonna crash, everything's gonna be messed up. So what else did I have? I have stuff to do. I had emails to go through, I had some work to do on the side. I was playing a little bit of RuneScape because I knew I was going to be stuck on a queue for 3 hours. However, I was not stuck in a queue for 3 hours, I was stuck in a queue for the whole night. So what did I do? I played RuneScape and I worked on some stuff and I went to bed. And the next day, it was the same. The game was kind of broken and the queues were weird and I was getting booted off the game. I did the same thing. Okay, now they were pushing it, but they were communicating and they were saying, you know what, we're trying to figure out what's going on with the queues, just be a little bit patient, this is what we were talking about, being an alpha and so on and so forth. To beat the dead horse, it's an alpha. Okay, fine. After that, they came with a fix and the game was fixed. I didn't have any issues in the game, not even queues anymore, until today. Today is December 18th, so it's 7 days after the release. Those were 5 days of absolutely zero queues, absolutely zero issues, a little bit of rubber banding and so on and so forth. 100% stability. Once I got in, it was stable. I have to say, the first day I did log in for like 4 hours, I think. And I got to level 5 when it was the second day where I couldn't log in at all. However, they fixed it and it's fine. So, the people who refunded the game in the first 2 hours, well, I get it. It's good for you to refund it. But you missed on it. You didn't even get to try the game. So you cannot complain. I mean, yes, you can complain about the initial issue, but you cannot complain about the game because you have not seen it, especially if you're not one of the Alpha 2 testers or whatever they're called. You have not seen the game. You have not seen the game. Even if you have 10 hours, you have not seen the game. Alright, so the initial quest, as I said, it was pretty intuitive. I wanted to complain. I wanted to complain so bad because I was angry because it was not hand holding me. It was not easy to understand. So then I realized that if I used a little bit of common sense, everything was smoother. Okay, you need to craft a potion. Okay, go there. You need to gather some flowers. Go look for some flowers. And then I had to use the Discord. I went into the actual Discord and I asked, where are the flowers? It doesn't allow me to pick them up because I haven't trained it. And they said, no, you just look for some other type of flowers. Okay, fine. Then I found them. Then I did the quest and it was fine. Fine. People are saying there are no quests. This, after level 7 or something like that, you're not gonna find any more quests. What should I do? Well, that's part of how this game is designed. Just go out there and figure it out. And that's what I found the beauty about the game. After level 7, level 8, or whatever the initial introductory quests are done, you are left to fend off to the world for yourself. You can do whatever you want. You can gather, you can craft, and you get XP by doing all these things, by the way. You can go into whatever settlement you want. And then I realized that you have to go to these points of interest, which are basically open dungeons. And then after doing a few commissions and whatnot, which is like those initial quests in New World where you go into the big settlement and they have little like side quests like kill 10 minotaurs or go gather these resources and whatnot, and you get a little bit of extra experience and whatnot. That's kind of getting you introduced to where you can go. Some others were just about go to this place, this location. It's called sightseeing or something. But then you realize once you get there that it's actually a mega dungeon. And you got mobs from level 12, 11 to level 17. And these are star mobs. These are hard mobs. Is this wolf going to attack me? Is this wolf alive? It's a random dead wolf in the... Can I load it? This is super weird. I haven't logged into Oblivion for... I don't know, maybe for 6 months. I finished the main quest and then I quit up. Yeah, he's just dead here. Well, I guess I got a new pouch. Anyway, so... yeah, you realize that these are open dungeons, and they are actually pretty cool, because what else is really cool about Ashes of Creation? The combat is really cool. It feels strong. It's a mixture of the traditional tough target in MMOs with the action combat from... I mean, I wouldn't say games like New World, because New World was so unique. There are no games like New World. It was cancelled, but the combat was so unique. So this is kind of a mixture of it. I was a little bit hesitant about blocking as a tank, but it feels good. It feels like something you have to do as a tank. And if I don't do it, the game is hard. Like a couple of mobs higher than you, they can one-shot you. You cannot fight a mob one level higher than you. I mean, you can, but then you're struggling. It's not easy. So you definitely have to plan everything and do all these things, very traditional MMO-like sort of deal. So in this sense, you can think of the game as a... For me, it feels like World of Warcraft Classic when you are doing the pre-best in slot grind. When you're like level 55 and you're just spamming dungeons and going back and forward through these huge dungeons and like exploring these larger lores, because these endgame dungeons in World of Warcraft Classic, they have this whole entire lore, and you go back into them and then you take a piece of something, of the hammer, and you bring it back to the dwarves, and the dwarves send you back to the same dungeon because you have... It kind of feels like that. Now, in some of these points of interest, there are some bits of lore. This is what people are saying, oh, there is no lore, there are no quests. Yeah, no, there isn't. It's not fleshed out or anything, but this initial idea of it. There are some quests where you talk to an NPC, tells you a little bit about the zones, tells you a little bit about what's going on. It's very not fleshed out, but I get it. Because if you're gonna appeal to the MMO community, most people don't have the acuity to understand how important the lore is. However, the lore is very important for Ashes of Creation. They have wiki pages on the lore, and I've gone through it. I'm a huge lore buff. I have a different channel for the lore. It's very important for me. And the lore is very interesting. It's close to the whole thing in Oblivion, it has a little bit of Gnosticism, this idea of the gods and so on and so forth. Anyway, there seems to be a lot of environmental storytelling in this game, which is the cool thing, because environmental storytelling allows you to either opt into the lore and get involved and go into exploring these points of interest for something beyond grinding XP. It allows you to go explore, to know more about the world, or if you just wanna grind, you just grind. So it's the best of both worlds. As a lore buff, as someone who loves lore in these video games, I'm gonna keep playing Oblivion next year. Finish the main quest. It's one of the best main storyline quests in gaming entirely, here in Oblivion. But what I don't like about MMOs is that their stories sometimes are very bland, very dull. What they try to do in World of Warcraft and some other MMOs, where they do this single storyline, this main storyline quest that you have to absolutely go through, and it's not very fleshed out. It's kind of interesting sometimes, but sometimes it's just a lot of nonsense and a lot of filler. Ashes of Creation does not have this. It doesn't push you to a mindless main storyline quest. If you want lore, you're gonna find it through the wiki, you're gonna find it through the later environmental storytelling that they're gonna do. It's all out there. Like if you go Google Ashes of Creation and you go Google Steel Bloom Citadel, there's a 40-minute video from the developers talking about the lore and how this was this ancient knights who were trying to fight the corruption, and they were part of something called the Light Pact, and so on and so forth. And while you do this large point of interest, which is pretty bloody epic, it's like this huge dungeon, like the old school classic dungeons, you find this lore in there. So to me, it's just both inaccurate and annoying. People who are making these YouTube videos and saying, "Oh, there's no lore, there's no content, this is just a scam." Like, no, you just didn't put any effort into going to the lore. People are not putting any effort into anything. They are quitting anything. They're complaining about everything. Nothing satisfies them, and they just go and just vomit all this trash all over social media, all over the forums, all over everywhere. And those of us who are actually enjoying the product, who are actually trying to enjoy a video game, we're like, it's kind of weird because we want to enjoy this game. We want to create community. We want to be forgiving with all of the issues in alpha. But the community is just like, it's overwhelming in a sense. The negativity is overwhelming. And what is annoying about this is that if the community is hurt, the community is demoralized, they're gonna quit the game. And the problem with a game like Ashes of Creation is that it's a game that is supposed to be social. It's a game where you need big guilds, you need big groups to do the content. So you don't have these little lobbies where you're gonna go into the lobby with 3 people, with 2 people. It's about this whole community system. So why can't people just let other people enjoy things? If they're not gonna go through the game, if they're not gonna get involved in the lore, if they're not gonna give the game more than a couple of hours, 3 hours, more than 10 hours, where they actually see a little bit of the game. And as I am saying, this game does not push you through a 60-hour main storyline quest. The end game starts at level 7, at level 10, when you have to start going into these points of interest. That feels so refreshing for a video game. That's how I'm feeling, as I'm saying. You just go through these huge epic points of interest, and if you have people to play with, if you are chilling on Discord, or if you have a good efficient group, you are tackling the more difficult parts of the dungeon, and the combat is good, so it feels good. And a lot of people are enjoying this, so it's pretty annoying to me that all these people are just complaining and so on and so forth. I'm just like, I don't have a lot of time to make a lot of edits in this video, but I just wanted to put it out there because it is getting very annoying, and Ashes of Creation has huge potential, but it is about the guild, it is about the community. I feel that all MMOs are having this issue right now, because every MMO sucks. We all know that as MMO players. World of Warcraft, it sucks, the worst game ever created. RuneScape 3 is the worst MMO created. We want to play OSRS. And when we play OSRS, they come up with a new boat thing or boat skilling stuff, and everybody says it's the worst thing. It's horrible, it's killing the game. Everything that happens in World of Warcraft is killing the game. So I don't think the MMOs are the issue. I think people are the issue right now. And as I am saying, this is something that is happening in other genres of gaming, in everywhere, in gaming, in politics, in society, in life, in work. So we have a people problem. We don't have an MMO problem. So when we want to escape this people problem and try to play an MMO, if you don't like it, stay quiet. Sure, do some constructive criticism if you actually are qualified to do it. I don't think if you play the game for 6 hours, I don't think you're qualified to do to be trashing the game like you are on social media or on your YouTube channel or whatever, because you're just not qualified to do so. So yeah, a little bit of ranting. I am really looking forward to keep playing Ashes of Creation, even though I'm doing mandatory a mandatory break because the servers crashed. I've been doing a little bit of research on these other points of interest, on how the endgame mechanics work, and how the whole economy later on is gonna function. The endgame is gonna be the crafting and the gathering and the getting gold, and just this idea of building a party of adventurers, a roaming party, and just going to the wilds and explore the points of interest, explore the lore, explore the mobs, the enemies, and then you find people doing PvP, or you are doing a little bit of a caravan while you're doing that. You're working in, getting involved into the economy. That sounds like really cool stuff, and that's not stuff that is gonna come later. That is right now in the alpha. Sure, it has its issues. Sure, sometimes they have to work on the systems and reset the servers, but it is right there in the alpha right now. Once we get to level, we're gonna be playing all of these things, and it's huge. It has the boat thingy and the caravans, and there's a dragon in there. Have you killed the dragon? Did you get level 25 before you made your YouTube channel and your video trashing Ashes of Creation? I don't think so. I don't think you did. Anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting because otherwise it's gonna be too long. Sorry, too long, but I don't like to. I'm gonna get screwed by this Atronach over the. Anyway, I just wanted to just rant a little bit, give a few thoughts on Ashes of Creation. Really looking forward to getting max level and engaged into all these things. We are always recruiting at the Republic. I'm gonna post the link underneath this video if anybody wants to go hard through the next few weeks in Ashes of Creation. The link's right there, and anybody can join as long as they follow the rules. Anyway, I'm out for tonight. Cheers. See ya.